Things are getting interesting in Death Parade, aren't they? It is becoming less and less about judging the people for their actions and the intent in their hearts, and more, well, there's underlying plot threads going on with the arbiters themselves, which is interesting. And of course, we've got, what's her name? Nona? The woman who's there helping Deccan but has no memory of who she is because she's been wiped because she didn't forget. So hopefully we'll be getting a bit more information and maybe some fun games along the way. Let's check it out. Have we started this peaceful before? He's getting new memories come in or something, isn't he? That's creepy. What, has he only got like a quota of one a day or something? Has that not happened before? He's not ready yet to handle a murderer. Sordus. What difference does it really make, though? But was it murder, or was it manslaughter? That makes a difference. Oh, which one? Are we going to have to try and work that out as well? Thanks for not telling us, Deccan. Old suit guy. Young, scared looking guy. It's the young, scared looking guy. Next. See, what usually happens is the most unassuming one, unless they pull a double bluff, and it was actually the one that you're meant to think of immediately. But if you already know that they are a murderer, or, okay, let's put it in a less obvious way. If you know that they have taken a life, surely that influences your judgment. Rightly or unrightly, who knows? Who's to say? It's not always a clear-cut case. And now her juggling the wine bottles makes a bit more sense. Hmm. Oh, of course, yeah, because she did, didn't she? You see, he's wearing what clothes he died in, but the annoying girl from a few episodes ago wasn't, because she was in the bathroom and naked, so. Were they on the same road? Yeah, pretty much everyone has tried finding an escape. While I'm here, I'll check out the bathroom. Is Deckim controlling that, or is it automated? Clink? What do we have here? Now it's probably a double bluff. Hmm. Have people refused to play the game? I can't remember what the answer was to that. Oh, a detective. He's probably killed people before, but that wouldn't necessarily class as murder. So I'm going to go with they both killed people, but whether or not it was murder is different, and that's what the judgment has to be based on. It is quite a good scare tactic, you've got to admit. And then keep things vague. Mm-hmm. In certain respects. See, that was either mean he's very good at telling people, or Deckim is a psychopath. Because usually when you believe your own words, or you believe you're doing good, you don't have the tells. And what is it we'll have? Today our contestants will be facing air hockey. Are you ready? Get the pucks in line. Protect your goal. We'll see how they do. Unsure about why it has to be so ostentatious. I mean, I would hope everyone kind of understands how to play air hockey. That would give you warning flag straight away. Lungs, mouth, ear. Interesting. That would liven things up a bit, wouldn't it? And of course, you can't go straight in with the, by the way, this is going to hurt like hell. I do like air hockey, actually. Played it a few times. That sound is tool. So they lost their parents. And something about his little sister. Mm-hmm. Is that now saying that, by the way, this game has a time limit? Which it technically does. Decim doesn't have all day. With his parents dying, yeah. So we're painting them off as decent people. We've got a guy who cares for his sister and worked straight off the bat. He can't use it even if he wanted. Mm-hmm. You just have to take in context. Of course, if it is just straight up murder, there's not really much that can be done, even with context. No, in cold blood kind of murder, not just. The long hours, the not getting to see people. It's not that difficult to understand what he meant there. Mm. And then the people who actually committed those crimes. You have to deal with all aspects of the case. A true psychopath. Of course, Decim apparently has human emotion embedded into him, so. What else are you gonna do? What can they do without knowing anything? Sure, all the time, probably. You don't get anywhere by pretending that you're immune to emotions. Well, you don't get anywhere good. He's sure proud of his sister. I wonder what happens. I wonder why we're not getting shown anything of detective guy. Oh. Leading straight off with this, are we? leading straight off with this, are we? Yeah, that's going to be some memory to get out of nowhere. Holy. Not interested anymore. He needs to think. And because the remote is broken, you can't force it out. Do you have the authority to allow this? And also, what would happen if you insert other people's memories straight into a human, because she is human? He forgot his own birthday. She sure seems to care for him. Hopefully he showed it in reciprocation. Oh, a revenge killing. Did he catch the guy? Oh, I see now. They're both capable of it. Whatever's going on with that guy's sister and him with his revenge killing of the revenge killer. Okay. So they both killed out of revenge. They're both the murderer. Out of the two, he has the weaker case for killing someone, but understandable. There we go. There's the time limit that was introduced earlier. They found a way to get around it even without having the remote. I mean, that was obvious. Ow. Are they going to believe him straight off the bat, or are they going to hold some level of skepticism? it might be good for you to actually speak out if you don't want to go into eternal oblivion. Hmm. You see, unfortunately, even with violations of that nature, some things are still not taken overly seriously, especially when there's not much that can be done regarding a prosecution. So they're both under the impression that once they get out, they have a task to. Oh, well, a task at hand. Completely unaware that they might have already completed said task, but in the process landed themselves in the Quindecim. This does sound like a song I would just listen to, even without it being an ending. Although it sounds like something I would listen to maybe 10 years ago. It sounds exactly like something I would listen to 10 years ago. Yeah, holy shit. Is she going to be able to handle it? Hmm. Bit harsh. I mean, it's not like they're mindless killers. They had their reasons. There's a huge distinction between a true psychopath who kills just for, I don't know, the joy of it, compared to someone who feels like they have been wronged or the world is, or that someone needs punishing for something that they have committed. Of course, I don't agree about taking lives unnecessarily. I'd rather, if someone was to commit a heinous act against me, I'd rather let them suffer. Prolong it. Letting them die and killing them is letting them off the easy way. Or maybe this isn't something I should say out loud. I'm going to state this now that if this ever gets used as evidence, I'm in trouble. You see, emotions are a funny thing. Especially when you feel like there has been some sort of grand injustice, because you can try and take things on like a sense of karma, like, oh, there's some great equalizer in the end and everyone gets their just desserts. But sometimes you have to accept that, life is just a shit shoot sometimes. And those that do deserve punishment don't get it. It doesn't mean you have to take it into your own hands. Of course, it doesn't help when the police seem to be incompetent. My God, do I know about that. I think we could all say we would love to live in a world where vigilantism and taking it into your own hands isn't and would never be a route you would have to take. But I'd like it if the world wasn't filled with these types of people in the first place. Well, those that commit heinous acts. Of course, if you look at the news, like in today's day and age, then how did the human race get to where it is? Jesus, I mean, it's almost as if everyone is inherently evil at this point. That's all we're being told. But anyway, because we didn't get a straight answer in this episode, and I'm guessing they're drawing it out for the next one, so that they can implement a few more of the little storylines, like with her gaining the human memory. He did do the correct thing there of actually getting the authorization to do so, so well done, Deccan. And it might also speed up her rehabilitation. Would that... She's not really being rehabilitated though, is she? She's still being judged. But anyway, either way, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you are too. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please let me know. Any support you're willing to give goes a long way. And of course, the simplest and easiest way to do so is just liking the video. And of course, if you've managed to make it this far in, then I'm guessing you deserve to know there is a new poll opening up on my Discord server. So if you go into the description, find the link, go into the Discord, you can then vote on what you think should be appearing on the channel next. Of course, there are a few little caveats to this. I know what is replacing some of my stuff already, but for when Gabriel Dropout ends, that's what you need to decide on. Of course, not everyone is going to see this message, so if you get in early, I know who really, should be listened to. So, get in there quick. But for now, get some rest. I'll see you in the next one.